Hey, this is Cool Trains in Montreal, and I thought I would give a small layout update for my Corona Central layout, the layout that I started during the pandemic and is kind of an ongoing project right now, just to have an oval of track to run some trains on. So I have largely finished laying the cork roadbed. This is important because you have to have something for the trains to run on and something for the track to be on. You could lay the track directly onto wood if you were to do that, but there's a noise consideration. So this is why if you're not using Easy Track or you're not using Cato Unitrack or something like that, this is the way to go. So for me, I'm using Pico Electrofrog switches, and I'm using Code 80 track. So the layout, basically two sidings and two sidings and then a passing track. So this siding here on the side here is important also because it gives me some expansion. This can go into an L shape, and there will probably be another part. If you see some of my videos on the industrial layouts that I had done, um, the designs for the industrial layouts, these become more relevant now because I may use those industrial developments here, and then I could have, an L shape. So this is future expansion. In the meantime, I'm focusing on an oval of track which goes all the way around. That's completed now, and a passing siding. So on the other side there is where the passing siding starts. It comes around the circle, and then we'll rejoin the main line right here ahead of the bridge. And the bridges, this bridge here and the one in the back has been fitted now so that it perfectly will will connect properly with the trains. And there's the reason why I had to put this foam here was because I needed to raise the level of the tracks up to what we had here with these Cato bridges. And I didn't want to take the Cato the abutments apart and everything like that. I like the way they look. So in the meantime, that's pretty much it. Oh, okay. One more thing that I could mention. I'm using just some pieces of wood here to expand the layout a bit, just so I have a little bit of extra room to put the bridge abutment here. And it's also good to have a little bit of an extra space so that the trains don't just fall off onto the floor. So I just need that little bit of space, a little bit of expansion there. So I'll probably be doing that on three sides of the layout. I'll be doing it on this front side, the one in the back, and this corner here on the, just to give me some extra space so that when I put a bridge over this, on the end there, there's something to show so that it doesn't just look like, well, just a little tiny wall. Kind of looks, no, it doesn't look that great. So on this side, I won't have to do that. And this side will be just the way it is. The reason for that is, well, if I have to stand it up for some storage reasons or something like that, I need something solid for it to stand up on. So this side won't be built up on, but I think I would want to do something on the front here, on the front fascia, and expand just a little bit of room there, just so that the trains, if they derail, they don't just fall on the floor. I have a little bit of something to catch them. And honestly, if you're going to build something like this, I would suggest 3 feet would be the minimum you need for an oval, just so that you have a little bit of room around that oval, so that you can put maybe a few buildings or something like that, or something that to catch the trains if they fall or if they derail. Because the worst thing is to have trains falling off the train board and breaking. I've experienced that to some extent, but I've been pretty lucky. When I had this layout when I was a kid, it was a much different configuration. But still, there was 1 or 2 times when the trains did fall off the tracks and then fall onto the floor. And luckily I had carpeting, so that was pretty good. But, it's not always going to be the case. And the trains are much more expensive now. And I have much more expensive trains and much more, I do not want to have them damaged. So I'm going with a little bit of an expansion there to allow for the trains to derail without falling on the floor. So this is going to continue. My next endeavor is probably to carve more of this foam and to start with the paper towels. And I'm just going to have paper towels with glue and all that stuff so that it forms kind of a shell. And you'll see in the next video how the hard shells are going. And I'm trying to figure out how the track is going to go together, especially with the feeder wires, and how I'm going to break it. So for this, I have a couple of books on wiring that I have to consult to see how that should go, especially with the Pico layouts and the Electrofrog turnouts. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, thank you for watching and have a good day.